Hello and welcome to the news from Bahrain International. I am Mohammed Yusuf. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to President Abdelmajid Tebboune of Algeria on his country's Independence Day. His Majesty wished the President abundant health and happiness, and for the people of Algeria further progress and prosperity. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Royal Decree 63 of 2023, assigning the Special Envoy for Climate Affairs with the duties of the CEO of the Supreme Council for the Environment, based on the nomination of the Council's President and after the approval of the Cabinet. The decree stated that the Special Envoy for Climate Affairs shall be entrusted with the technical, administrative and financial duties of the CEO of the SCE until a new CEO is appointed for the Council. His Majesty the King also issued Royal Decree 64 of 2023, appointing two Director Generals in the Civil Service Bureau based on a proposal by the Prime Minister and after the approval of the Cabinet. The decree stated that the following shall be appointed in the CSB at the rank of Assistant Under Secretary: Reem Hassan Hamid Marhoun, Director General of Wages and Benefits; Ali Yusuf Ali Al-Hammadi, Director of General of Recruitment and Management Information. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to the President of Algeria Abdelmajid Tebboune on his country's Independence Day. His Royal Highness sent a similar cable to the Prime Minister of Algeria Ayman bin Abdul Rahman. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with His Royal Highness Prince William of Wales at Windsor Castle. The meeting took place on the sidelines of His Royal Highness's official visit to the UK. His Royal Highness highlighted the strength of Bahraini-British ties, which span over 200 years and will continue to deepen in line with the aspirations of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness conveyed the greetings of His Majesty the King to His Majesty King Charles III of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and head of the Commonwealth, and to His Royal Highness Prince William of Wales. His Royal Highness also wished the UK and its citizens continued success and prosperity. His Royal Highness noted the importance of strengthening bilateral cooperation across various fields to reach shared aspirations. Regional and international issues of common interest were discussed. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, also attended the meeting. The historical relations between Bahrain and the United Kingdom are characterized by high-level cooperation and coordination in various fields. More in this report.
The 200-year-long relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom are based on solid foundations and continue until this day in light of the continuous interest of the two kingdoms, which push toward further joint action at all levels in order to achieve aspirations. These relations included all parts of the United Kingdom, particularly Wales, which contributed to the formulation of common vision that strengthened the Bahraini-UK partnership and friendship. The impact of these relations was reflected through the level of understanding, high coordination, common interests, and mutual visits, on which the two leaderships attach considerable importance. The several previous meetings between His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness King Charles III of the United Kingdom, when he was Crown Prince and Prince of Wales, affirmed the continuation of efforts to strengthen these relations and open new horizons through repeating visits on various occasions. The two kingdoms formulated common visions that strengthened communication and affirmed the depth of the historical relations in all fields, and proceeded within regular and sustainable institutional work in the political, economic, security, military, investment, developmental, and culture fields according to aspirations.
His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the UK Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Rishi Sunak, at 10 Downing Street. The meeting took place on the sidelines of His Royal Highness's official visit to the UK. His Royal Highness highlighted the deep-rooted relations between the two kingdoms, which are based on solid foundations spanning over 200 years. He affirmed Bahrain's steadfast commitment to strengthening bilateral collaboration in support of the kingdom's comprehensive development goals, led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness noted the UK's role alongside alongside the kingdom's allies and maintaining international security and stability. During the meeting, means of enhancing bilateral relations and joint regional and international issues were also discussed. His Royal Highness and the Right Honourable witnessed the signing of an MOU between Bahrain and the UK on a strategic investment and collaboration partnership. The MOU, signed by the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and the UK's Minister for Investment, Lord Dominic Johnson of Lainston, CBE, which facilitates a £1 billion sterling investment from Bahrain's private sector into the UK economy through the Kingdom's Sovereign Wealth Fund Mumtalakat Investcorp, GFH Financial Group and Usul Asset Management. The existing relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom are based on a long historical legacy of distinguished friendship and close ties between the two friendly countries at all levels. More on this report.
Over the past decades, the relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom continue to be distinguished in various fields, in light of the reliance on a long historical legacy of long-standing friendship and close ties between the two countries, and the mutual respect and agreement that brings them together on many regional and international issues. Thanks to the direct interest of His Majesty, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Bahraini-British relations increased momentum, development and consolidation day after day through continuous meetings and mutual visits between the leaders of the two countries. The existing relations between Manama and London resulted in the signing of many agreements, cooperation protocols and MOUs, with the aim of raising the level of partnership and bilateral coordination in several different fields, including political, diplomatic, security, military, economic, cultural, educational and others. The Bahraini-British relations in various fields are moving forward in realising the aspirations of the leaders of the two countries, in maintaining continuous communication and consolidating aspects of cooperation at all levels in a way that achieves the common interests and benefits the two friendly countries and peoples.
His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the Right Honourable James Cleverly. The meeting took place on the sidelines of His Royal Highness's official visit to the UK. His Royal Highness emphasised the deep-rooted relations between Bahrain and the UK, adding that the 200-year relations is one of their collaboration and coordination. He noted the Kingdom's commitment to advancing the bilateral partnership supported by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. He emphasized the importance of continuing to bolster joint cooperation to create quality job opportunities that benefit both countries and their peoples. During the meeting, regional and global issues of common interest and development were also discussed. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa also met with the UK Secretary of State for Defence, the Right Honourable Ben Wallace. The meeting took place on the sidelines of His Royal Highness's official visit to the UK. His Royal Highness affirmed that His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, firmly supports strong British-Bahraini ties. He noted the strength of Bahrain's relations with the UK, which continue to witness wide-ranging growth in the military and defence sectors. He affirmed Bahrain's steadfast commitment to strengthening collaboration towards shared goals that benefit both countries and their peoples. He highlighted the UK's role alongside allied countries in promoting and safeguarding international security and stability. During the meeting, regional and global developments and shared concerns were also discussed. Bahrain and the UK share a long history of military cooperation based on their keenness to maintain peace and security in the region and the world. More on this report. Partnership relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom embody the sincere desire of both countries to strengthen the framework of cooperation in all fields. The mutual visits and the common interests and visions contributed to the consolidation of bilateral relations. The cooperation between the two friendly kingdoms extended to many areas, particularly at the military and defense levels, in a manner that contributes to supporting security and stability in the region and the world. This continuous development comes within the framework of the two kingdoms' constant keenness on coordination in all that would strengthen regional and international security and stability, combat terrorism, ensure freedom of navigation and global trade, and protect waterways. The numerous agreements and memorandums of understanding signed between the Kingdom of Bahrain and Britain have contributed significantly to supporting the paths of relations, exchanging experiences and information, enhancing readiness, and raising military and defense cooperation to advanced levels that keep pace with the distinguished relations between the two friendly countries in various fields and at various levels. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa attended a reception ceremony held by Bahrain's embassy in the UK. The reception took place on the sidelines of His Royal Highness's official visit to the UK. During the reception, His Royal Highness emphasized the kingdom's commitment to further its relations and partnerships with its allies, in line with the visions of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness highlighted the role of Bahrain's diplomatic missions in consolidating relations and cooperation with its international allies, such as the UK. His Royal Highness highlighted the deep-rooted and long-standing relations between the two kingdoms, which has spanned over 200 years of partnerships across various areas. He noted the importance of strengthening these collaborations towards shared goals to benefit both countries and their peoples. His Royal Highness commended the efforts of Bahrain's ambassador to the UK, Sheikh Fawaz bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, as well as the embassy in consolidating Bahraini-British relations and exploring new opportunities for shared prosperity. He noted the efforts of Bahrain's embassies abroad in effectively implementing the kingdom's foreign policies and ensuring the well-being of Bahrainis. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, praised His Royal Highness's visit to the UK, affirming that his visit showcases Bahrain's dedication to sustaining and advancing the long-standing partnership between Bahrain and the UK, which is an objective that aligns with the visions of His Majesty the King and His Majesty King Charles III, King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and head of the Commonwealth. The Minister of Foreign Affairs commended both governments on their commitment to strengthen historical bilateral ties. Sheikh Fawaz praised His Royal Highness's visit to the UK, stressing that it symbolizes both countries' commitment to cooperation and shared desire to mutually develop it. He added that the two friendly countries enjoy a strong and growing trade and investment relations. He stated that His Royal Highness's official visit, combined with dialogues held between senior Bahraini and British government officials, will inject new momentum into Bahrain-UK partnerships. He said that this is a crucial opportunity for both countries to deepen cooperation across various economic, commercial, investment and development fields. The official visit of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa to the United Kingdom reflects the great interest of the two friendly countries in developing historical friendship and joint cooperation. More on this report. In light of the long historical relations between the two friendly kingdoms that spans for more than 200 years and which receives great attention and care from the leaders of both kingdoms, the visit of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa to the United Kingdom confirms the growing relations and continuous development in various fields. The most prominent highlights of the visit included a meeting between His Royal Highness with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland within the framework of an important official visit that His Royal Highness is making with a number of ministers and senior officials. The meeting included discussing ways of joint cooperation to advance Bahraini relations in the political, economic, military and other fields with the guidance and great interest of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. The visit of His Royal Highness included the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom regarding the strategic partnership for cooperation and investment, as it aims to invest £1 billion from the Bahraini private sector in Britain through Bahrain Mumtalakat Holding Company, Investcorp and GFH Financial Group. Enhancing and developing military and defense cooperation and coordination between the two countries was one of the priorities of His Royal Highness's visit to Britain. The Bahraini diplomatic mission in London received great praise from His Royal Highness for its tireless efforts in consolidating the kingdom's relations and enhancing levels of integration and cooperation with Britain. The Bahraini embassy in the United Kingdom held a reception on the occasion of His Royal Highness's official visit in the presence of a number of senior officials and representatives of the private sector in the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Kingdom. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Babco Energies, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, toured the location of the Babco Modernization Program project, where he was briefed on its progress. His Highness expressed admiration for the progress made and gave instructions on the main aspects of the project. Upon His Highness's visit, a celebration was held on the occasion of the completion of the control unit's main building south of the refinery, which includes all the control, monitoring and operation management of all the project's new facilities. His Highness hailed the remarkable progress made since his last visit. He congratulated Babco's work teams and the contractors who completed this stage, noting that it was completed on time. His Highness viewed a 3D model of the project, which is considered the first of its kind in the Middle East of this size and complication. The model demonstrates all the project's aspects accurately and clearly. His Highness spoke with a number of Bahraini youth employees working in the project, commending their professionalism and dedication. He reiterated his confidence in their abilities and potential that qualify them to manage this important location. Abdullah Jihad Az-Zain expressed thanks to His Highness Sheikh Nasser for opening the new building and thanked his accompanying delegation. He praised His Highness's encouragement to the work team, affirming that Babco is committed to completing the project on time, safely and reliably. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif bin Rashid Al-Zayani, met Minister of State for the Middle East, North Africa, South Asia and United Nations at the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, Lord Tariq Ahmed. The meeting was on the sidelines of the visit of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa to the United Kingdom. Bahrain's ambassador to London, Sheikh Fawaz bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, and UK ambassador to Bahrain, Roderick Drummond, attended the meeting. Dr. Al-Zayani and Lord Tariq Ahmed discussed the long-standing Bahrain-UK ties in addition to cooperation spanning the political and economic field to serve common interests. The two sides also reviewed the impact of regional and international developments on global peace and security, as well as Middle East disputes and crises, and efforts to achieve security, peace and stability in the region. The Undersecretary of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, Iman Al-Dawsari, opened the ceremony of the 11th edition of the Information and Communication Technology Conference and the Bahrain International Technology Exhibition. She affirmed that the Ministry is keen to support the technology sector within the framework of the pivotal role played by the communications and information technology sector in creating more job opportunities, supporting the gross domestic product, and accelerating the economic development process. She added that the government of the Kingdom of Bahrain encourages local companies and projects to adopt advanced technologies that attracts partnerships with global leaders in the field of technology. An implementation of the Royal Directives to expand the application of the provisions of the Alternative Sentences Law, the General Administration for the implementation of the alternative sentences and penalties, replaced the punishment of 176 inmates at the Correction and Rehabilitation Center after completing the study of these cases and applying the legal requirements, which made the number of beneficiaries from the application of the law since its inception 5,651 so far. The Kingdom of Bahrain strongly condemns the Israeli attacks on Jenin, which resulted in casualties and injuries, calling to halt escalation in military operations in the West Bank. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs stressed the Kingdom's call for the necessity for settling the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, resuming the comprehensive peace process, and establishing a Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital, in accordance with the two-state solution, the principles of the international law and the Arab Peace Initiative.